Half ashamed of my life, cause my wife's gotta keep that job. I should be in an office hating life and drinking coffee instead of...
Hi, I'm Margot Price. Enjoy Between the Lines from Wildwood Revival.
Hi, my name's Patrick Sweany. I'm a singer, songwriter, guitar player living in Nashville, Tennessee.
Staring out of my yard. The world ain't made by...
I mean, there's a lot. Right off the top of my head, Bobby Charles, who was a Louisiana guy, he had a bunch of hits that other people recorded, like Walking to New Orleans and See You Later Alligator for Bill Haley and the Comets. So Dan Penn was, you know, an amazing singer, white guy, and it was just like wrote these amazing songs that all these you know, the greatest singers ever, like Aretha Franklin, like could really just make their mark through those songs. Like I can think about it. So Dan Penn's huge for me. What I do, I'm very, very much influenced by Black American music, you know, and you know, until, you know, relatively recently, you know, Black music and white music was marketed very differently, and I was, you know, and from stuff that was marketed as race records from like the 20s and 30s all the way to like soul and R&B, like, you know, Motown was the first Black label to cross over, and that's, I mean, that's sort of where I live and the type of singers and the type of players that I like and the type of music I like, and I sort of model myself, you know.
Scraping along like I do. I feel like...
Obscure surface would have been the inside of a pack of strings, which is not a good writing surface, and it's very shiny, and it's very, like, really smears easily. So there's a song, well, it's a song that I just recorded on the last album, which, but I remember writing the main changes and the main melody line to that while driving, you know, on a pack of strings, and it was, you know, really irresponsible and dangerous.
High power load pushing every hour, baby, is that working for you?
I guess, like, you know, my first record I put out in 1999, and I recorded that record in Ohio, but I wrote all the songs in a little apartment in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and I'd actually recorded a version of that, or most of the songs on that album, in Eureka Springs, in this little Unitarian church. I know I still have the tape for that, but I definitely know that I still have the lyrics from that session, but where a lot of the songs changed, and it wasn't, you know, just of a right quality of the right, and I wasn't as mature a performer. Those songs weren't ready. It was like the first try, let's, you know, try to make a record or something, where I was like, when it came time to make a record, it was time to make a record. So I guess that would be 1998 would be, and that would be, you know, that would be the original, like the original Chelsea Swing, I think Blue All the Time, and then a couple more from that record, but I'm sure that I have all of that, and again, that's just, you know, like individual pieces of paper, like, and it's, you know, horrible in, like, you know, manila envelope. And I used to hang out with this guitar player I really admired named Robert Jr. Lockwood, who was the staff chess session guitarist. He played on all the Little Walter stuff, all the Sonny Boy stuff, but he was also, you know, his main teacher and main influence was Robert Johnson, who dated his wife, but Robert was a cool guy, and so when Robert's 20 and Robert Lockwood is 17, they're friends, but Robert's dating his mom, you know, so like, but they, you know, it was like they were friends, and they were telling he was interested in music, and so I would love to read his journal. I don't know if he ever wrote a book or anything. He's the main one. I played a show with Dr. John last year, and I would He's written a book called Under the Hoodoo Moon, which is amazing, but that guy is definitely, that's like 1% of the stuff he's done. Dr. John would be the one, because he's done everything, and he's still there. So he's seen the whole world change.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
There is. A lot of it, like I said, is just like, usually the writing process, like has been for me, when it's come time, I know I have to make a collection of songs and make a record. And that's because, you know, I grew up playing, you know, it was always performing, and it was always, you know, gigging. You know, like when I started playing out, it was just, you know, playing blues and things like that, and old folk music and stuff. And, you know, the main, you know, objective was I have to be able to fill this amount of hours with music. So it's always been, when it comes time to make a record, to collect these songs, and like I said, I'll get an idea, or I'll hum something, or I'll get a phrase and write that down, and, you know, it just sort of goes in the shelf where my notebooks go, and the freshies are on one side and the oldies are on the other, and you know, then I go there, but I kind of have, and I sort of match that up with like little, you know, voicemail riffs that I've hummed or sang out of tune, and, you know. So what I'll do is I'll just get up in the morning, you know, when songwriting time, I usually try to get up a little, like, you know, an hour earlier than usual, and just like pound a cup of coffee, like right off the bat. Usually I'll like hang out for a little bit, drink a bunch of water or something like that, you know, and wait until I like really need a cup of coffee. But the first, I'll just be like, before I'm awake, pound a cup of coffee. There's a lot of crossing out, and I really think that's the most important part of the process of, like, let's say, for lack of a better term, word puke. And then, you know, just getting rid of everything that really doesn't need to be there. And that's really my process, you know, just say it. And if you're not just saying it, get rid of it.